Today, we'll give you 10 basic passing tips that every player should know. And if you watch high-level football, you'll see players do these things all the time. But first, we're going to give a quick shout out to our sponsor, OneFootball, which is the best app for following the new Major League Soccer season. For example, right now I'm using OneFootball to read about Insigne's move to Toronto, which for MLS is a blockbuster transfer. I mean, that's a top player. So make sure to download OneFootball for free via the link in the description. You're watching All Attack.
Pass to the correct foot. When you're passing to a teammate in a game, ideally, you should think about and choose which foot you're going to pass to. For example, in this situation, if you were to pass to your teammate's right foot, then you'd be giving the defender a better chance to steal the ball, since the defender is pressuring from that side. But if you pass the ball to their left foot, then the ball will be further away from the defender, and your teammate will be able to turn. Pass the ball in front of your teammate. This one is pretty simple. When you're on the attack and your teammate has space, in general you should pass the ball in front of them. For example, in this situation, if you pass the ball to where your teammate is now, the ball will end up being behind them and ruin the play. But if you pass the ball slightly in front of them, you can keep the attack moving forward. Pass to feet. Of course, you shouldn't always pass the ball in front. Sometimes you need to pass the ball directly to your teammate's feet. For example, here, if you pass the ball in front of your teammate, the defender could potentially get a foot on it. But if you pass the ball directly to your teammate's foot, they can touch it past the defender. Pass with the outside of your foot. It's important to learn to pass with the outside of your foot as well, because sometimes the situation demands it. For example, in this situation, the ball has to be played now, before your teammate runs offside. So there's no time to switch the ball to your other foot. But if you use the outside of your foot, you can play that pass instantly. Pass over defender's foot. Sometimes, to get a ball to a teammate, it's necessary to pass it slightly in the air. For example, in this situation, to pass to your teammate, it has to go very close to the defender, close enough that they could get the ball if it's on the ground. But if you pass the ball slightly off the ground, you can get the ball past the defender even if they stretch out a leg. Know where to pass ahead of time. Perhaps the best way to become a better passer is to always be looking around and to know where you can pass ahead of time. Take this situation for example. Here, the attacker doesn't know where his passing options are, so he controls the ball even though he's under pressure from the defender. But if he knew where his teammate was, he could easily play a simple pass instead. Practice with your weak foot. You're not always going to have the ball on your strong foot when you need to pass. So that's why it's essential that your weak foot is, at the very least, strong enough to play a basic, accurate pass. And if you're a beginner, the only way to make that happen is repetition, where you practice your basic passing technique with your weak foot over and over and over again. Master basic pass technique. This one is pretty simple. To be a great passer, you must first master the basic pass technique, where you use the inside of your foot. Point your plant foot toward your target and strike straight through the center of the ball. And how do you master it? Once again, you practice over and over and over again. Learn to pass first time.
You don't always need to hit a pass first time, but sometimes it's necessary. Take this clip, for example. If the attacker were to take a touch here, then it might give the defender time to get across and defend the teammate he's trying to pass to. But because he plays the pass first time, his teammate gets the ball in space and creates a goal.
Know your teammate's ability to control. The truth is, some players are capable of controlling more difficult passes, and some are not. So if you find yourself in a situation where you can get the ball to a teammate, but to do so, the pass will need to be hard or in the air, just make sure before you pass it that your teammate can actually control the ball. And if they can't, then it's probably better to just not play the pass at all.
Alright everyone, thanks for watching. If you haven't already, make sure to go download OneFootball via the link in the description. It's free, so what do you really have to lose?